Hello, I am coming on to do a reading for the collective. It is just going to be a general energy check-in, so it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what resonates and leave what does not. Don't make something fit your situation if it doesn't fit or does not make sense for you, okay? Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to pull the energy around the reading. I'm going to use these cards. Hold on. Okay, Spirit. What is the energy around this reading, please? Okay. Okay. So, we have, I am happy. I know that I do not need to wait for 5 p.m. on a Friday to be happy. Okay. I know that my journey will have highs and lows. I am aiming for progress, okay? So, I'm going to take these two. Overall, I feel like you are really happy right now. There's something that has you feeling really happy. There's something that has you feeling really happy in your life. It may connect to a really innocent side of you. And it may allow you to come out of like behaviors or things that are not aligned with your highest good. Maybe there's something around like if it was like an addiction or vices that you leaned on. I feel like you have the ability to somehow let go of those things with a place you're at in your life. And maybe that's bringing you into a much happier space that you're experiencing. Because you could have needed to lean on like maybe drinking or something that you were connected to feel like at ease or feel a sense of peace. Maybe in the past or in the recent past. You could have recently came out of needing that as much or needing it as at all, maybe whatever vice it was that you were leaning on. And you found like a lot of peace from within or things that bring inner peace. Maybe it's like, a lot of times it can be like smelling good things or eating good food or some sort of exercise routine that you're really into or like some sort of hobby that you have. It's like finding that inner peace that you connect to that kind of fills that void where you were filling it with maybe a vice, where it's like that hole or that emptiness that you felt that you needed to fill with some sort of, if it was like a, whatever habit it was that you were filling it with that was not as aligned or not as healthy for you, I feel like you've come into a place where you're able to kind of put in something that is going to benefit you more in the end. If that is, I don't know, cooking or taking a class on something you're interested in, or maybe it's like a multiple things that have you in a space that's bringing you into more inner peace. Overall, out of a place of really relying on, maybe it was like substances or something, but it was not trying to do this to harm anyone. It was more of like trying to feel confident, trying to feel someplace that was, or fill someplace that you felt like a lack or an emptiness, or a place where you felt insecure. And a lot of times when people are trying to heal, or when people don't even have the awareness, or because we're not as we, I think as kids we're really conscious, or we have this like really heightened state of consciousness, but we don't know that that's what it is. And then we kind of grow out of that because of society and things that we get programmed by. And as we develop more, I mean, so when we're in the state of growing through like our teens and like our younger, even like our younger 20s, it can be, and like while our brain is developing, it's still kind of like in this process of reawakening, but it's kind of numb to anything we're really doing. If you think back of, if you're somebody that has gone through an awakening and you think back of the things you were doing prior to any type of awakening, you have this like awareness, at least I really do, of not being fully aware of anything you're really doing or that you were really doing. Kind of like being in a, like, if you can think back of how you were before you went through an awakening, it's like being in like a sleepwalking type state and just like doing conscious activities, like I'm getting up, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm going to work, I'm watching TV, I'm doing substances, I'm eating dinner. It's like very programmed, what you're doing. So when you go through an awakening and you really develop in that, you're able to see the state you were in as a very asleep state, because you bring in a lot of conscious awareness to your everyday routine. Like when you are brushing your teeth, you're fully aware of like the feeling on your teeth, the toothpaste in your mouth, the taste of it, you're fully aware of everything you're doing within every moment, because that's the mindfulness of being in the moment, which is the conscious awareness that you're trying to gain, which is why mindfulness is such an important practice in any type of awareness or becoming aware, is so that you can have that mindfulness. Also, the like absolute non-presence of every moment, but it's having that where you're able to see how like how you were obviously conscious, but it was like our conscious development is like the routine everyday things, like the things we do that are programmed into our life. So bringing awareness into those things, consciously doing those things in one thing in the moment. So if you're washing dishes, you're like, this soap is really I don't know, feels warm in my hands, and I can feel this heavy plate, and I can hear the knives on the glass, and it's like having that awareness of what you're doing, but also the I guess well, I'll just go into that one later because I feel like this is a lot to talk about right now. So what I was saying is, if you were somebody that was in some way had a habit or a something that you were consciously doing, but it was more like a routine, it's more like something you did routinely. There is a need, if you have not looked at this, or if this is something you're working on bringing some like development into, bringing your conscious awareness into this, like, why am I doing this? What is this covering up? What's going to happen if I let go of this? What are the steps I need to take to walk away from this? Am I going to be sick if I need to walk away from this? Do I need to get outside help? Like, that's like conscious awareness of a situation. Maybe this is something you've already done and that's why you've come into a lot more happiness. Or maybe this is something you're thinking about doing. Or maybe this is something you've already gotten over. The energy out is, I know that I do not need to wait for 5 p.m. on a Friday to be happy. I know that my journey will have highs and lows and then the sun. So this could be something where you may need to pull in resources to come through a situation where you could be looking at getting over something that maybe you are just doing as a programmed routine to your day-to-day life. Like you get dressed in the morning. It's as routine as that. So bringing in the awareness of, if this is something that's so programmed into your day, like as programmed as going to work or as programmed as eating dinner, there is this need to dissect what's going on. Like, what am I covering up? What is this covering? Why is this habit a routine structure in my day? I mean, is this really in alignment with where I want to be going? And is there something I can do or replace this with that would be something that could make me feel this joy or this happiness? Or maybe I don't even know if it could, because you haven't even maybe looked at that at this point. But it is ending on that energy, so it's suggesting that there is something that is available to come in to bring in a sense of wholeness out of maybe a place of feeling a little bit dark, or feeling like you're in a darker time and needing some sort of light to come in to readjust the situation. Okay, so I feel like that is the reading.